So after dropping those hands-on clips of the Galaxy S26 Ultra, the Dubai YouTuber went a step further and uploaded a full 15-minute deep dive showing pretty much everything. Camera samples, benchmarks, features, thermals, the whole package. Let's break it down. What's up guys, Sal here. So before we get started, quick reminder, if you're in the US and planning to pick up this phone or the Buds 4, make sure you reserve it. Samsung is handing out a free $30 just for doing that. On top of that, you could get better launch deals and even a chance at winning $5,000. I've left the reservation link in the description. Just bookmark the link, and once the Unpacked event goes live, you can buy directly from there and possibly get early delivery. Links in the description. Also, the full 15-minute S26 Ultra video that Sahil uploaded is linked below, but I want to pull out 11 key things from it. Starting with the unboxing, nothing new here. It's basically identical to the S25 Ultra experience. The unit shown here is the white version, not the silver, and you can clearly see the design tweaks. Slightly more rounded overall, which we've already discussed plenty, so moving on. He also shows the privacy display again. We got a glimpse of it earlier, but now it's clear how it works. There are two modes, normal and maximum protection. The maximum setting makes the screen almost completely black from side angles. He tested it outdoors and it works really well. The best part is that you can enable it on specific apps, both system and third party. That makes it more practical because keeping it on all the time would ruin viewing angles. It can also intelligently hide sensitive elements like OTPs, notifications, passwords, and similar info, which is actually a very smart implementation. Next is the frame. He claims the phone uses aluminum instead of titanium. I'm not entirely sure how he verified that since you can't reliably tell the difference just by touch. But if this turns out to be true, it's a downgrade. I'll save the full rant for a separate video once we get proper confirmation. He also runs the TUDO app, which shows UFS 4.1 storage on the S26 Ultra. The improvement is around 100 megabytes per second in read speeds and about 7% in power efficiency. Not massive, but still progress. And TUDO also confirms the chipset is the custom 4 Galaxy Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, clocked at up to 4.74 GHz. Now looking at the benchmark numbers, Geekbench scores are in line with what we've been seeing in leaks, though the multi-core score is slightly lower than the 11,500 range that was floating around earlier. The wildlife stress test doesn't show a huge leap either, and TUDO shows roughly a 16% overall improvement. I'll hold final judgment until I test it myself. More importantly, he claims the phone stays cool throughout the day. Heavy benchmarks, camera usage, gaming, everything. That matters way more to real users than raw numbers. And if the aluminum frame rumor is true, then don't be surprised if Samsung spins thermals as the reason, just like we've seen similar narratives before with the iPhone 17 Pro. Now the cameras, this is where things get interesting and a bit mixed. Starting with the 10x zoom sample, the S26 Ultra is clearly ahead. Less noise, sharper detail, and noticeably better clarity. Lens flare control also looks improved, and building details hold up much better compared to the softer output from the S25 Ultra. And remember, this is nighttime zoom where most phones struggle. The larger aperture on the 5x telephoto is clearly doing its job. Now, Samsung hasn't changed anything with the 3x camera, but the difference is still noticeable. The S26 Ultra captures a more natural looking image with balanced colors, neutral skin tones, and better detail. Samsung is clearly moving towards a more natural processing style instead of the heavier sharpening and contrast you see on the S25 Ultra. Some people will call this a downgrade because they'll prefer the older, punchier look, but some will also like the more realistic approach. There's no right or wrong here, it really comes down to personal preference. Let me know which one you prefer in the comments. Overall though, the low light performance looks improved across the board. Daytime photos are easy for most phones now. Night performance is where the real gap shows, and the S26 Ultra seems to be moving in the right direction. If you've got any question, drop them in the comments. I'll be active there. And if you're in the US, remember to bookmark that offer link and grab the phone on the 25th so you get the $30 bonus from Samsung along with the early access. Let's continue the discussion in the comments.